So what we have here today is the SanDisk MicroSD Express card, the next gen MicroSD card for next gen Explorers. There's the beautiful little card there on the front of the box. 256 gigabytes with up to 880 megabytes read speed, 650 megabytes per second write speed, and a maintained minimum sustained write speed of 210. Now obviously all these speeds are achieved using a SanDisk Pro Reader Express dual card reader. We are going to be using this on our Nintendo Switch 2 because Nintendo has decided with its Switch 2 to no longer support regular microSDs. They are using the microSD Express cards, as you can see here. So SanDisk is a fantastic company, very reliable indeed. We've been using SanDisk for many years. This is the SanDisk MicroSD Express card, as you can see here. They are also responsible for looking after the environment, so you will see that the packaging is made from 20% plus recycled material, which is brilliant. So what you have to remember is that actual user storage is normally less than what it actually says, so you won't get exactly 256 gigabytes in this. But that is sort of the ballpark figure that we are looking at. And as I said there, the speeds are based on their internal testing, so your Switch 2 may slow down the transfer speed. But look, they have tested this so that it's high speed, so even if there is a little bit of lag on certain devices, it will still be very fast indeed. This is pro level speeds, SanDisk Therm Adapt, so it will not overheat, and it has 5.3K video. Now 5.3K video, as it says here on the back, is 5312 by 2988 video support. So it will vary depending on the host device, again, file attributes and other factors. But again, it is something that it aims for, and SanDisk always aims high. Look how beautiful this is. On the box, it has the high-speed graphics, just to show that this is a quick device. Now, shall we have a look what's inside? I've already opened it, so we might as well. In the packaging, it has an exclusive offer for our valued SanDisk customers. Should we hide this? There is a special code that you can use for a free download for a 2-year subscription of Rescue Pro Deluxe recovery software. This is recovery software for digital media. It recovers images, videos, documents, music, or just about anything. So that comes bundled in with the package, and it is here. This is it. This is a beast. 250 gigabytes worth of storage space on a teeny tiny little card. Now they do look very similar to the regular SD cards, don't they? But this micro SD Express has little grooves at the side that make it slightly different, and this is what you will be needing if you have your Switch 2 and you are already running out of space. Just to give you some context on the size, this is the microSD Express card on my little finger. Look at that. I have been reliably informed by people that my hands are rather big, so perhaps this microSD Express card would be bigger than most people's little finger, but for me it fits very nicely on the tip. Right here, look at this. Could you believe that something so small is so powerful? So hopefully you can see this. There is reflection, which can't be helped. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to our storage, our data management. And as you can see here, system memory available 68.6 megabytes. That's not good, is it? And I have no microSD Express card inserted at the moment, so I have no space. I am really struggling. I have lots of games that I would like to play and not enough space to store them all, so I have to do the cleaning of the fridge. And nobody likes to clean the fridge. Do you see? Can you see me in the reflection? Hello. So let's get this out. We have our microSD Express card. Ta-da! This is going to be the answer to all my issues. You've seen it outside, and now you can see it inside, and you can also see it in the reflection. We want to solve this problem. Yeah, we want to do this without having to delete software and reinstall later when I want to use it. So the best way to do this is underneath here. So the Switch 2, very handily, has its microSD port hidden away. It's no longer on the top. You don't slot it in on the top. See, nothing on there. That's for your game card only. The MicroSD Express slot is underneath the stand. We have here our USB-C port and then MicroSD Express. There you go. So remember, MicroSD Express. So not just the regular MicroSD anymore, or the SDXC versions, MicroSD Express. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to pop this in here. And we're going to go click. And then we're going to shut this. A system update is required to use the MicroSDXC memory card. Perform a system update by selecting the system menu. So it's important to note that Nintendo does indeed make it very clear which type of SD card you can use on its system. The MicroSD Express memory cards are a specific type of microSD card. Nintendo Switch 2 is only compatible with MicroSD Express cards. MicroSD Express cards feature the logo shown here, and you saw that on the card that we are using today. As you can see here, the SanDisk MicroSD Express 256GB MicroSD Express card. You can see the EX there, as it shows on the logo there as well. Let's do this. And like I say, hopefully it won't take too long to do. The updates are normally quite quick. There you go, update complete. Console will restart shortly. Does it automatically for you. Switch 2. Look at this. Have you seen this? This was 0 before. That's come down a bit, 459, because the operating system has taken up a bit more space. But what we have here is 235GB free. Remember when we said that you don't get the full 256? It's because there is some storage space set aside for the operating system. And Nintendo, on the Switch 2 in particular, keeps a little bit of spare space. So now what I can do is I can move data between the console and the Express card, checking for free space. So do I want to move to MicroSD Express card? Should we see how quick this is? Now the system memory, it says there's 1.1GB available now, which is interesting because there it clearly says 459. But here, when it calculates things, now it says 1.2. So it's doing some optimization of data in the background straight away. So I'm thinking I've finished reviewing Fast Fusion, the amazing, speedy game from Shine Games, the German company. We want to see how quick this takes. So as we saw here, these are the optimal speeds. So that's the read speed. The write speed is 650 megabytes per second. So should we see how quick it is to move? Okay. So the following software will be moved. Total items. We're going to be moving 3.8GB of this game, Fast Fusion. So as you can see here, once I move Fast Fusion to the card, it will give me 5.1GB on my system memory as it sends 3GB over to the microSD card. So let's see how quick this takes to transfer. Okay, software data is currently being downloaded. If you move data, the download will be cancelled. To re-download the software data, open the options menu by highlighting OK. So Fast Fusion is in the process of downloading its latest update because the team is amazing at providing free updates for its users. So what I'm going to do is, though, I'm going to transfer it across because the download, the DLC, has not been able to be loaded onto my system due to the lack of space. And I need more space, so I'm going to move this across. And what it will do is it will allow some of my other games that are on the system that haven't updated to actually update. Now just look how quick this is. So we have nearly 4GB worth of data moved in mere seconds. Should we try it again? Shall we try it with something a bit bigger? Checking for free space. So I have 5.3GB of free space on my memory now, and the SD card has 232GB. Should we move some of the smaller games? Let's do Tetris, Nintendo Classics, Mature, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy. Let's do these. And F-Zero 99. How's that? Should we do Octopath Traveler as well? Yeah, go on then. So what that means then is, if I transfer all of these games, I will then have 14.9GB left on the system memory, and it will go down to 222GB on the SD card. So we are transferring quite a lot of information across here. We're going to do about 10GB this time. Now we saw that 3.8 was very, very quick. Should we do this? So we're going to move all of these. So we're moving across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different items, and we'll see how quick this is. It says 1 minute remaining. Do you think it's going to take a full minute? I think it's going to be a little quicker. 1 minute remaining. It's up to 26% already. I'd say this is pretty quick. Probably just over a minute's transfer speed. Now you saw how quick one game was. You have to remember, this now is not just about the size that's being transferred. This is the amount of content that's being transferred in terms of individual files. So it is transferring each game one by one, different file sizes. It's a test for the card, isn't it? Now it says 1 minute remaining. Now it says 2 minutes remaining. Now this is what happens with data transfers, because if the switch itself is slowing down the card, then the transfer rate will slow down. There can be fluctuations based on the fact that it's going through multiple different games, multiple different files, and it will transfer them one by one, and then it has to pause, move to the next file, analyze the size and how much it will take to transfer it across, then transfer it, stop again, and then move on to the next one, and so on and so forth. So you will find differences in speed that you might think, why is this slower if it's actually the file size is not too big? Well, the concept is the more files you're transferring, the more weight you are putting on the system, and the more processing time it will take. But there we go, it's done. Move complete. And now, as you can see here, I have nearly 15 gigabytes of space left on my machine and 222 gigabytes left on my microSD card. And that, my friends, is it. How fantastic. It was so simple to install and so simple to use. The SanDisk MicroSD Express card is the one that you want to check out. There are many alternatives on the market, but SanDisk is one of the most reliable. So you are less likely to have any problems with data loss or corruptions or anything like that. So, and also, as we mentioned before, even if you do have some issues, there is a 2-year free subscription to their Rescue Pro Deluxe recovery software that will help you out if you ever have any trouble. So there you go. SanDisk MicroSD Express card. Do get yours today, and then check out the full review on cube3.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.